In this video, I'm going to be building the best budget streaming setup. So I've already set the monitors up on a dual monitor mount. So one is 240Hz, it's an Acer Nitro XF3, and I've got this in the landscape format, obviously for gaming. And then the second monitor I've got is an MSI G271, and it's portrait. It's also 144Hz, which is definitely overkill for a budget setup. I would have used a 60Hz monitor if I had one, but I don't. So we're just going to have to use this. So obviously the reason I've got one portrait is because if you're streaming, you're going to want to look at chat. You're going to want to manage OBS. You might want to see Spotify and all that. So having a second monitor is definitely good for that. And having it portrait just lets chat run a lot more smoothly. So you can read more things at once. And then the second thing we definitely need for a streaming setup is obviously a PC. Now the PC I'm using is my main PC and it's actually quite budget friendly. I mean, I bought it for 860. But it's gone down a lot now. So there's probably around 600 to 700 now. And it's got an i5-10400F, a 1660 Super, and 16 gigabytes of RAM. Honestly, it performs pretty good. And it actually can stream, so it'll do the job. So next thing we need are peripherals. So the first thing I've got is obviously a mouse pad. Now this mouse pad is from ID Gaming. It's 90 by 40 centimeters, which is like the perfect size in my opinion. Because it still looks good, but it also doesn't take up too much space. And obviously there's enough mouse room. And then for the keyboard, we've got the GK61. This is a no-brainer for a budget keyboard. Honestly, for gaming especially, it is beautiful. It was around £50, which is a great price. It's got red switches as well. And then for the mouse, we've got the Glorious Model D. This, again, is a great budget mouse. It's got two side buttons, a DPI button. It's got this honeycomb design, and it's also very light, which is perfect for gaming. And it just does the job. It looks good with the RGB, so it works perfectly. So the next thing I've got is a webcam. This is like a no-brainer if you're streaming. You can't just have the gameplay. It won't look as good. So I actually use mine for a hand cam. And for that, I've got a £15 random webcam from Amazon. It does the job perfectly. Quality is nothing great, but it's not actually terrible. So it does the job. If you were to show your face on it, you might want to go for something a little bit better. But again, you don't really have to because it is a stream. So now we're onto the audio. And firstly, we've got the headset, which is the SteelSeries Arctis 7. Now, this is another one where if I did have a substitute, I would definitely use it. This was around £100 from Curry's, but it's the only headset I've got at the moment, so we're just going to have to use it. And again, the sound quality is obviously really good. It's wireless, so it does work perfectly for the setup anyway. But now we're on to one of the most important parts of a stream, in my opinion, which is the audio. So for the audio, Fifine actually sent out a microphone to me. It's the Amplify AM8. This microphone is a dynamic microphone with RGB. It's also got two knobs for the volume of your headset and also the volume of the microphone itself. It's got a tap to mute button and it comes with a windscreen as well. I did also forget to mention here, most of these features, so the RGB, the changing of the volume, and the tap to mute button, they only work when you plugged it into USB, not with XLR. Obviously, you do that on the actual XLR device. Now, the version they sent out to me also has a boom arm, which they have told me they recommend to use a boom arm with it. And I definitely recommend that as well if you're streaming. Mainly because if you've got it on the actual stand, you're going to hear the keyboard. You're going to hear bumps on the actual desk itself. So it's not going to work as well. But if you're wondering how it sounds, this whole video has been voiceovered by the microphone. So that is your sample. It sounds great in my opinion. As I said, it's dynamic, which is perfect for streaming as it eliminates the background noise very well. It can be connected to your phone, your laptop, your tablet, your PC, your PS4. There's so many things you can connect it to, which makes it so convenient. This is because it's got a USB-C to USB-A connection. It's also got an XLR connection, which improves the audio quality, but I'm not using it at the moment. And it's also got a headset jack in case you wanted to connect your headphones in. So if you are in the market for a microphone or you're trying to become a content creator, I definitely recommend this microphone. Honestly, it sounds beautiful. It is now my main mic and it's only around £60, which works perfectly for this streaming setup. And now the final thing you need in the streaming setup is lighting. Now for this, I'm literally just using my RGB lights I already have. Obviously, you could go out and buy a ring light or something like that, which probably would work better. But again, for me, this lighting works perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into game and test out this streaming setup to see how well it performs. My ping's being a bit weird right now, so it's a bit annoying, but basically this is how it looks if you were to stream. And you can probably tell it actually looks pretty good. The camera works perfectly for a hand cam. The lighting's pretty good as well. And the peripherals themselves are honestly really good. As I mentioned before, the mic bro, this thing sounds so good, especially for the price. It's actually mental. It's literally £50 right now as I'm recording this video since there's a deal. Now, when I do stop talking, you shouldn't be able to hear the keyboard. But then, obviously, when I start talking, it's going to pick up that noise. So yeah, again, thank you so much to Fifine for actually sending this thing out. It is so good. And as I said earlier, it's going to be my main mic from now. Like, there's no other way about it. It sounds really good. It's perfect for videos, perfect for streaming, perfect for voiceovers. It's literally so good. But yeah, as you can see, like, this setup performs perfectly and it's not that expensive. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out so much more than you think. I put so much work into these videos, so it helps out so much, and I'm trying to reach 1K, so just subscribe.